Working at CTV with manager Chris Agutter previewing our National League South opener against Bath City tomorrow afternoon. Aggie, it's that time of the year again. The start of the season is finally upon us. What's the mood in camp ahead of tomorrow's season opener?
Yeah, positive. Looking forward to cracking on really with the season. As I said after the Braintree game, towards the sort of back end of pre-season, there was a feeling of let's get to work now in terms of the proper stuff. So just looking forward to, as I said, cracking on with what looks like will be a very interesting, competitive National League South season.
And of course, you commenced this 25-26 season with very different circumstances to last season. Of course, starting with 6 away games in your first season with the club. How much more well equipped do you feel as you approach your second season?
We're obviously in a lot better position. We watched a lot of games in the lead up to last year in terms of Worthing's 23-24 season, but no amount of games you can watch on video can really prepare you for the reality of seeing the opposition up close, seeing players up close. So we feel far more equipped. Obviously we feel like we've changed the team and we've moved it in a positive direction. We feel like we're in a really good position to attack the coming campaign.
And on the squad, is there any sort of team news you can provide ahead of tomorrow's season opener?
No, it's pretty much full bill of health, which is great. The aim of pre-season really is, can you get to the first game without any injuries? And we're looking really good place. We're in a really good position on that front. We're still not up to speed yet, but that'll come with more games and competitive football. So, but in terms of injuries and availability, we are where we want to be, which is a great place to be in.
And of course, we made 9 new signings this summer. How have they settled in, and can we expect any sort of official debuts tomorrow afternoon?
Great group of lads, fitting into what is already a really good changing room. Again, we're really keen to get good people in the building, as obvious as that sounds. People with the right characteristics and the right mentality. So we work very hard when doing our due diligence on making sure we're getting the right type, and all of the players that have come in have more than sort of lived up to their billing really on that front, and on a football level have done great, give us loads of selection headaches going into the league season. But one thing I do know is with the right type of characters, there's obviously going to be disappointment that they're not starting, but equally they're going to be ready to contribute for however long they're on the pitch. So whether that's 45 minutes, 30 minutes, 10 minutes, we know that we've got a squad that's ready to try and help us put 3 points on the board.
And we start our season by hosting Darren Way's Bath City here tomorrow afternoon. What do you expect from that encounter?
They were one of the better teams we played towards the back end of last year. They haven't had a huge amount of turnaround in terms of their playing squad, but Darren, a very good coach. I first met him during his time at Plymouth Argyle when they were probably the benchmark in terms of under-18s teams at Cat 3 level. When we played them, they were very good, which is a reflection of how good a coach he is. So despite the fact they've not had a huge turnaround in terms of players, I think they'll be a very good side, and I think they'll build on the great work they've done towards the back end of last year, and I'm sure they will be in amongst it towards the top end of the division. It'll be really tough, but equally we look forward to the challenge, and we know we're going to have to be at our best, but that's the sort of situation we want to be in. We want to be stretched, we want to be tested, and we want to be playing competitive football, so we look forward to it.
And on these season openers, of course, your preparation is slightly different. There's no real competitive action, at least not from last season, but from this season. There's no competitive action to go off. How do your coaching staff sort of prepare for this one?
Watch loads of pre-season games, and then try and pick the bones out of it to see what's trial and error and what is going to be there come match day 1. To be honest, it's probably easier to prepare for match day one, because obviously teams will be trying to implement certain ideas and concepts, and they'll be using pre-season to do that, and they'll want to carry that on into the first game. However, when you get into the nitty-gritty of the season, teams will then start adapting to what we're doing, etc., and perhaps come away from their plan A to come up with a plan B to try and stop us. So I envisage Bath to come here with their plan A, and which we've had a look at during pre-season. So if anything, it makes it a bit more straightforward, to be fair.
And on our pre-season, I know we spoke briefly about it after the Braintree game, so just touch on it briefly. How would you evaluate pre-season as a whole for us?
Depends on the score at 6 o'clock on Saturday, to be fair. To be honest, I've never really sort of cracked it in terms of pre-season. I've gone through a pre-season as a manager and been absolutely terrible, and then you win your first 5 or 6 games and you're top very quickly. But equally, you've gone through pre-season, you've been brilliant, and then you start slow. So I think the opposition we've faced has been really good. 4 or 5 full-time teams in there, which is great. Obviously high level opposition. I think, to be honest, the only game you could probably read into was the Braintree game, because that felt like a competitive game with a proper edge to it, which brought the best out in us after a pretty poor opening 30 minutes. So yeah, ultimately it'll be about how good our pre-season has been, as it'll be what we look like in a month, 6 weeks time, and where we sit in the league table. Because we're definitely nowhere near where we want to be, but equally we're quite happy with where we're at. But as I said, there's loads to improve on and loads to develop.
And lastly, ahead of the start of the 25-26 campaign, what's your overall message to the players and supporters?
Well, we're going to play front foot, attacking, aggressive football. We're going to try and give the supporters value for money. We're going to try and win lots of games, and we're going to try and, as I said, win lots of games playing good football, or what we believe is good football, entertaining football. We want to give the supporters their money's worth, home and away, and I think it's a given really with us. We're just trying to attack every moment of every game, whether that's playing team 20th in the league, or whether that's playing a team second in the league. Like we're gonna have that mentality. So I know it's going to be fun. It's going to be enjoyable. I can remember I said it before last season. It's going to be exciting. So that the feeling would be strap yourself in and enjoy the ride, and let's go together. And starting on Saturday, let's pack Woodside out. Let's build on the brilliant attendances from last year, and let's get more supporters through the gate. And equally, we'll try and produce a type of football which only encourages people to come to the football club.
Cheers, Zach.
Cheers.